watch Miami beat Clemson in overtime with Jordan Cornette, West Durham. This is game 2 of our ACC Network College Basketball doubleheader, presented tonight by Geico here at Cameron Indoor Stadium, where Duke has grabbed an early 1-point lead on Boston College. A 3 from O'Connell, a dunk from Vernon Carey, offset a couple of field goals, 1 from Derek Thornton and 1 from Jay Heath. And Trey Jones back in the lineup tonight for Duke after missing the last 2 ball games, Jordan. And
recovering from that foot injury, this team taking great caution with their star, sitting him out. Probably could have played versus Brown, wanted to save him for an ACC opponent, setting the tone here. And that's what he does, sets the table for these Blue Devils.
Here is O'Connell rubbing off the Carey screen. Well done by Jarius Hamilton, forces the turnover. Heath a triple at the other end. Well, you got to be careful now if you miss the transition jump shot against the Blue Devils, right?
Let them know, Wes, you better get back and be ready to defend, because Duke is ready to run.
Here's Hurt, catch and shoot 3. Matthew Hurt from Rochester, Minnesota with his 16th triple of the year.
Duke becomes that much more dynamic when they got that shot going beyond the arc. With everything else they bring, the high-level athleticism, dangerous when they're hitting shots.
4 double figures of the last 6 for Hurt. Thornton another drive. And Jones and the Blue Devils into the front court. Stanley back for another Hurt 3. And the rebound Hamilton, and a foul whistled by Jamie Luckey off the baseline.
Great fight there from the sophomore 6'8" Jarius Hamilton to control the rebound and also draw a whistle. That is where Boston College is going to be challenged all evening long. Duke are monsters on the backboard. Boston College vulnerable there with a rebound margin of -4.4.
You see an early substitution. Vernon Carey Jr. out of the ball game, and Javin DeLaurier, the senior captain at 6'10", has checked in. DeLaurier averaging about 14 minutes a ball game for Coach K. Mitchell will feed the freshman C.J. Felder for the 2-hand flush. This Boston College team has not played since defeating Cal in San Francisco by 4 10 days ago. And what was their 4th straight win. All 4, by the way, have come without the veteran center Nick Popovich. And that ball got knocked out of bounds. But Boston College to within a basket, thanks in part to the 6'7" freshman from South Carolina, C.J. Felder. Timeout as we continue from Cameron.
Every step in their story is measured and magnified.
Wendell Moore has come in the lineup for Mike Krzyzewski, and so has Joey Baker for the Blue Devils. Julian Rishwain, a freshman from California, has entered BC's order for the first time. This is the freshman Rishwain from Sherman Oaks. Nice ball movement. Heath. It's Jared Hamilton who backs it out now with 6 to shoot. He's looking for a screen. Lefty launch. And the rebound for Jones.
Better off with the first one, Wes. Too slow on the offering. Had to bring it back down and reset. Ended up taking one highly challenged, low percentage. Doesn't deliver.
Hurt working on Felder. Blocked by C.J. Felder.
When you talk about playing with an edge, as we did about this Duke team, Boston College has some guys that play with that edge.
Rishwain airballs the 3. 5 minutes gone this first half. Hurt reset on Mitchell and scores.
I like that. Got his thing thrown back in his face last sequence down. How about the resiliency, demanding the basketball? A freshman, a poised scorer says, no, let me get that thing back.
5 for Hurt. And an offensive foul on Thornton as DeLaurier was helping. So Derek Thornton, his first, and the first on BC. And Mike Krzyzewski, now in season number 40 here in Durham. 5 NCAA titles, 12 Final Fours, bucket full of gold medals.
Keep going. I mean, I said, Coach, what's your resolution for the new year? He looked at me like I was out of my mind. He said, resolution? I don't have those. And if I did, why would I tell you? Who cares?
Baker on the drive. Derek Thornton has come up hobbling.
Oh, this is not what you want to see. This is not what you want to see at all. Young man having a chance to come back to a place where he played as a freshman. You know he had this circled on the schedule. limping off lame right now. You hope it's just a cramp. You would hate to see this.
Oh, no. Yep. Oh, man.
Whew. Caught up with it. Looked like Trey Jones there on the landing on that right ankle.
Yep. Nick Galato, the BC trainer.
Oh, you hate that.
Having a look at Thornton. Here is Stephon Mitchell. And the drive by Heath. And a foul on Delorier.
And for those wondering why my reaction is such, this is a guy in Derek Thornton who left early from high school. Coming in was the starting point guard for a Duke team. Played pretty well considering the circumstances. Ultimately left to go to Southern Cal. Played there for a few years as a grad transfer. Comes to Boston College, but was hyped to come back here and play Duke.
Sure.
Show him the player he's become and evolved into in this grad year. And you hope he finds a way to get it back on the court this evening.
Heath missed, and it was cleaned up by Jarius Hamilton. BC to within 4 at 12-8. Thornton is going to go back into the locker room area here at Cameron on the visitors ledger. And Wendell Moore lost it on the drive. And that'll bring Vernon Carey and Jordan Goldwire, who's been a great spark for Mike Krzyzewski, onto the floor for the first time.
Are you used to talking about Duke like this? As many players as you've mentioned that have already checked into this game?
It is typical that you see it earlier in the year. It typically pares down, let's be honest.
But
later in the year,
I don't know, Wes. Me and you differ in this one. I think this Duke team is so balanced, and that's a positive.
Right.
They play 9-10 guys. Coach K historically likes to get that down to 7 or 8. I can't look at a guy on that roster right now that says there's no way he's not playing decent minutes come late February. I just think that's the state of this team, and it's not a bad thing.
Vernon Carey clears away the Rishwain miss. I think it is definitely different based on what we've seen in previous years. I think the other curious part about it is, Jordan, that it is a team.
That's a charge.
That's an offensive foul on White. That'll be his first. That's 3 on Duke, by the way.
Go ahead, talk to me, Wes.
I think the part about it is, you're right. They got a lot of guys that do a lot of things. They don't have the rock stars they had a year ago, right?
No.
Okay.
They're not a Zion coming through that door. They ain't one coming in college basketball for a long time.
Rishwain lost it on the inline out of bounds against Joey Baker. And Derek Thornton has come back to the bench and now will come back to the table.
Love that. Young man deserves this opportunity.
I think it's going to be interesting to watch Duke develop. I will say this, and I saw him here early in the year against Georgia State. And I'll tell you, the guy that caught my eye that night's the guy that's taken off, and that is Vernon Carey.
Yeah.
I think his presence and his success early is a huge differential in where Duke can go.
At the beginning of the year, I was more in love with Cassius Stanley and the way he developed. Now, that's a 20-year-old freshman, and he went out with injury. He's trying to find his rhythm again, having returned now for his 3rd game since that injury with the hamstring.
Moore's first basket, by the way.
It's a loaded team.
Yeah. It's an interesting basketball team, but it is, tell you one thing, is it's rocking old school defense now.
Boston College needs to figure out a way to take care of the basketball, not allow Duke more possessions and open floor opportunities like this.
Goldwire and Carey couldn't handle the bounce pass. And Jordan Goldwire frustrated he didn't give the big fella a better catch.
Yeah, I don't know how much more Goldwire could have really done there, to be honest. I mean, he bounced that thing, put it at the numbers. I think Vernon was thinking, da-da-da, da-da-da, before the catch.
4th turnover, by the way, on Duke here. First 7.5 minutes and a 6-point lead for the Blue Devils. The Hamilton brothers exchange the pass. Here's Thornton. Little runner. Missed it and got the rebound. Last touch by Derek Thornton. So it will belong to the Blue Devils almost 8 minutes in. Tell you what, the way the ankle looked, Derek Thornton's a man of flexibility.
Yeah, a reason for optimism when you saw him walking off on his own accord.
Yeah.
That led me to believe I think he's got some minutes in him this evening. He'll be returning to the floor, and he is.
Can't leave Baker open. Missed there. Boy, Joey Baker, 7 of 21 from the floor in the last 3 ball games. Had 22 here in the win against Wofford prior to the Christmas break. Luka Kraljevic feeds Thornton. And Carey the rebound of the miss.
Three-point shot is huge for Boston College. They simply have to hit shots. If they want to win this game, they're probably going to have to do it in the 80s. That's the reality of it when you go against a high-powered offense like Duke's.
Here's Carey to catch. And foul by Kraljevic. The junior from Slovenia at 6'11", his first. So the free throw and the basketball for Duke. Vernon Carey gets the 2 shots. Here's another look.
Again, there's that post position. Yeah, and it was
the grab of the shoulder.
Back behind. And not making a play on the basketball does warrant that flagrant 1. But again, seamlessly shows you back to live action. Seeing the replay, very recent live action of him making that position, carving out space, demanding the basketball. High percentage opportunities allow for a field goal percentage that is the best in conference.
Jones back to Carey with Mitchell and Thornton helping on a double. Wendell Moore, nice move. Second basket for the freshman from Charlotte. And Duke's got their largest lead of 9.
Patience. Taking what the defense and within the confines of your offense allows for you.
Mitchell, who's done a little bit of everything for these Eagles, especially in lieu of the Popovich injury. And that ball got deflected back to Stefan. Little fall away, left hand. No.
Carey got lucky, left his feet early on the first head fake. Want to see more discipline defensively. A guy who averages better than 2 blocks per game. You see why he is eager to go after those deflections.
Well, BC's gone closing in on 4 minutes without a basket.
They can't get anything from the 3-point line. Duke is hedging those screens, showing out hard, taking away anything from the 3-point line.
And a block going to be called here on Jarius Hamilton. It'll be his first. The third on Boston College. And Vernon Carey. Ooh.
You take one more step of anticipation. I don't suggest it for the common man to step in front of Vernon Carey going downhill with momentum. But you know Carey wants to get to that dominant side. He wants to go left. If you anticipate that, Hamilton, one more step, that's a turnover going the other way.
Trey Jones left open off the baseline out of bounds. Duke got a couple of threes here early, one from Hurt and one from O'Connell. Haven't been able to buy one since as Jones off the turnover. Here's Goldwire.
This is a position where you're worried about Boston College coming into this matchup. Duke is a team that turns the opponent over. Boston College is relatively careless with the basketball, no other way to put it, with nearly 15 turnovers per game. That allows Duke to get out in the open floor where they thrive.
Strong drive. Heath couldn't finish it. Jones will bring it into the front court and all the way to the rack. And a foul on Carey going over the back. It'll be his first and 4 on Duke. Don't forget Saturday we'll move along Tobacco Road about 8 miles or so here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Georgia Tech, who lost today at Florida State, visits Carolina, who beat Yale last night. Our coverage starts at 6 o'clock. Roy Williams, who tied Dean Smith last night, will be looking to move past his mentor with 880 wins, trailing only Coach K, Jim Boeheim, and Bob Knight on the career wins list among Division I head coaches. Heady play by Mitchell to steal the Delorier pass. And the jumper from Jared Hamilton bounds away.
If you're Boston College, you got to capitalize off those kind of mistakes. That's a giveaway point blank from Delorier. You've got to make Duke pay if they open the door for you.
And